to Men Supporting Men, the show for men and the people who care for them. A show that focuses on psychology, mental health, relationships, and guy issues. And now for your hosts, Nordic Vic, the Fat Mantis, and Derrick HD.
Welcome in, guys, to another episode of Men Supporting Men. I'm one of your hosts here, Nordic Vic, with my two friends in the world, the Fat Mantis and Derrick HD. What's going on, guys?
What is going on, brother?
Yeah, what's up, everybody? What's going on?
Yeah, what's going on? Another amazing episode, and we haven't even done it yet.
Another one.
I know it. I know it all too well. So we're going in. We're talking to part 2 of Being the Dangerous Man, what it truly is. I don't really feel like we need to cover back necessarily on the previous episode because that would be taking only 2 hours. So if you guys are just listening in and catching this episode now, check us out on YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and you can catch the previous episode to see what's going on and get caught up. But moving forward, how are you guys doing for the night?
Really fucking good, man. Just this week, I've also increased funding for the business. Just got approved for another business credit card, which is just like I have personal like spending power, but now I have like business spending power. Like it's fucking stupid, bro. This is fucking crazy.
I love to hear it, man. I love to hear it.
Like I don't know if anybody else is keeping up with like the housing market, and like, you know, it's crashing in like 80% of the United States. There are some very strong markets, like the larger cities, that are going to hold out because they just have the attraction. Big cities, right. Austin, Dallas, Cali, New York, Chicago, right? But in most places, man, if you're ever gonna get into short-term rentals, you need to buy a property. Like, bro, now is the time to fucking buy. And now that I have like funding, it's like, where do I want to go? It's like, where's my second house gonna be that I can rent out for like exuberant amount of money? So they, for the better half of the decade, they're like Tennessee, Nashville is like a thing, right?
Oh yeah,
people just fucking love going there.
Well, Tennessee is becoming a mecca for all sorts of just
live things, nightlife, and like activities. Like people love going there,
escaping the madness of the modern age. I would say that's the best way to phrase that, in my opinion.
No. Totally understand that, which is like you go, it's like a rewinding time. It's like going back to when traditional things were still like a pastime, you know? Yeah. And people enjoyed that shit.
Well, yo, if you become a landlord there, man, maybe I'll rent from you.
Hell yeah, man.
That'll be awesome.
But I mean, I don't know if I want to do that because I really want to charge stupid prices, and I feel bad like if I'm just taking money from my friends.
Slumlording me.
You gotta either Mantis is you're gonna have to accept his high ass rates and support him that way, and then just plan on him always taking you out for dinners and stuff. Or
I would rather like if you're not going to be like my tenant, like a long-term tenant, I'd rather just put you up there for like a weekend, enjoy it on the house, and then get the fuck out so I can make money. So
I'll be in the smaller, poorer condos down the road.
No. You're gonna stay in the nicest place. Like I only plan on building luxury stays, which is why it's kind of like I have to be very selective. For the Airbnb market, the majority of the super hosts, like they it's not the, you know, the one bedroom fucking like minimalist like kind of ambiance. It's the heated towel warmer and all that shit, and 400 thread count fucking sheets, and a, an island in the middle of your fucking kitchen, all that shit, right? So I'm targeting city fucking like high rises and renting from there. They already have baller amenities, so I just need to add in a few things. Like I want to, like Vic and I talked about this, like totally modernizing or making it like 100% a digital experience, like just digital locks. Everything is voice command, like Alexify the property. Everything from the lights to the motherfucking refrigerator.
I love it, man. I love it.
You
It's
know what I'm
definitely
saying?
it's gonna be
So-
a gamer / streamer's wet dream. Welcome in, Bex.
Welcome
Bex,
in.
hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh, she said,
He
"Oh, he
fancy. Oh,
fancy."
you already know.
Oh, you fancy, huh? You
I mean,
No,
fancy.
but that's wasn't going on. I'm getting so the business card I got was just like over the past, like, let's say, like 90 days, I got the MX Blue Business plus both of the Chase Inc. Unlimited and the business cash cards, and then I have one more pending application. That's the Barclays Wyndham business earner something rewards card. The only reason why I want that card is because that gives me diamond status at Caesars. So when the three of us fucking hang out in Vegas, we have status, we have free parking, we have free fucking buffets, we have free suite upgrades. Like, we will pay the plebeian price for like the king's treatment. You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
what I'm talking about.
whenever we fucking meet up in Vegas, like we can doll it up for literally maybe $300.
And I actually love that you used the D&D talk. You said the plebeian price.
Yes, that's right.
That's what's
That's
up.
right. Like that's like my favorite thing, just to experience the stuff that would normally be out of reach from mere mortals. But then, like,
Right.
I bring my friends with me, and we're just gonna have a great time. So, the Men Supporting Men Vegas stream is gonna happen at some point.
Yeah, we're gonna do a live stream in the casino.
I don't know if we can do that because they're gonna be bitches about it, but we will do something like from the 5-star hotel. Was it the Aria Sky Suites 5-star rated fucking venue where it's like a whole ass duplex that you can stay in.
Yeah, we'll
for the
definitely
weekend,
figure it
so-
out. We'll definitely figure it out. But I can't wait, man. This is gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
It's gonna be-
man.
Gonna be a great fucking time.
Yeah, I'm gonna say to answer the question, I am super happy, and I'm like stressed out from work. I've had a very very long day, particularly. But I gotta say, I don't know. I probably say this a lot, but I feel like I can't say it enough. This stream, being here with you guys, talking, getting into it, whatever we're gonna get into tonight, it's really therapeutic and it relaxes me, and it really is my zen. And so, guys, thank you for being my partners in crime on this.
Fuck yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Like, that's the only way
man.
to be.
It is the only way to be.
What are you drinking tonight,
How are you?
Mantis?
Well, I'm a white wine bitch, so.
Oh, there you go.
What about you, Derrick?
Whiskey. Like,
Yes,
man.
you said like a real man. Welcome in, Shaolin.
It's on the
Ice
rocks
Buck.
though, so I'm kind of like a little bitch, but whatever.
And so Nordic, how are you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm
Courtney, what's
So-
good?
there's a lot of stuff going on in my life with what do you call it? With the new
Just
job.
got all these hoes lined up, man.
Yeah, I don't know about that. No.
I was benching 3 plates. He's got 3 bitches. I was like, what the fuck?
That honestly is like vain as it sounds. I honestly like I watched oh god, what is his fucking name? Bradley Martin. And he will
Bradley
literally
Martin.
he puts like plates on the sides, and then he puts like he's got like women that will like sit onto the bar, and he'll squat like 400 pounds plus the women on either side.
Oh my god.
Like, bro.
That's fucking hilarious.
Talk about supporting men. That's
Yeah.
what's up.
Well, no, he's like definitely supporting them women.
Supporting
Yeah,
women.
he's
He's
supporting
fucking
women.
PRing
supporting
his
women.
house.
But
But
yo, tonight we're gonna have a good time because we're doing part 2 of the Dangerous Man, right?
part 2
correct.
dangerous man. But before we continue, we went around the horn on how the past couple weeks have been. Vic, what's going on with life, man?
Oh man, yeah, the job's doing its thing. Being
Was
the
it
only
3
electrician.
weeks in now? 4 weeks in?
I think I'm on week 5 now.
Week 5. Oh shit, time
Yeah,
passes. Oh,
yeah,
okay,
time
shit.
does fly. It's going well. I've learned a few new things. We unfortunately lost our kitchen tech who's been there for 18 years. Man, that's all. I'm gonna get into that this episode because it's the way that they got rid of him was real fucked up. Well, fuck it. I'll just get into it now. So, the rumor going around and of what happened was he was going by, and he's an older dude, and I mean older as in late 50s,
Like
kinda
Jean-Luc
early.
Picard, old fucking 86.
No. Like late. We're talking like late 50s.
Engaged number 1.
What up? Hold up. Thanks for coming in. Buddy.
Welcome in. Hold up.
Yeah.
So this guy, he's got 18 years with the company, knows this kitchen stuff like the back of his hand, and that's a really specialized. Like, if you worked in food and beverage, and you work in especially like a really vast kitchen that has a lot of equipment in it, you know that the equipment gets used and abused, and
100%, bro.
like there's a lot to it. So
I worked in a hotel for a couple of years.
Yeah. So this guy spent 18 years, and he knows the quirks of all the equipment. Well, he's the kind of guy who come up and like grab you by the shoulder and like squeeze your shoulder and be like, "Hey man, what's going on?" Well, I guess he did that to a certain manager, and she felt that it was harassment. And instead of going and confronting our director or saying telling him like, "Hey, I don't really appreciate that," she went to HR, and our understanding is they fired him right then and there.
You can't do that. Like he could also like sue them because harassment is defined as a repeated violation. So that means everybody gets one chance to like shoot their shot. You know what I'm saying? You get
that was a funny way of phrasing that.
Do you have one chance to go to your VP of HR and be like, "Yo, let me hit that." Oh, nah, it's cool. All right, bet I'm out. You have one chance.
Yeah, and then you get
it has to be a repeated offense.
Yeah, you get a talking to. You can watch the videos and stuff, and then.
Oh, that's
so anyway, so they state that there was other things that happened, and knowing this guy, I don't know, man.
No.
I just didn't. So they booted
Other
him, man.
things.
They just threw 18 years out the window and expect all the other techs, so like the electrician, the carpenter, and everybody else to start picking up his slack while they find somebody. And I was like, "Yo, I don't know shit about kitchen equipment. Like, I can bring power to it."
You know that goes
out of my wheelhouse.
Like the only reason why he was fired was there's probably other shit that we don't know about. Then this was the straw that broke the camel's back.
I don't know, man. As I got to know this guy, he's just a good old boy, man. Like, I think it was out of context.
That's what they said about fucking John Wayne Gacy, man.
That's true.
He was like the neighborhood fucking like guy. And then he ate everybody or killed everybody.
Yeah, he killed everybody.
Yeah.
The Dahmer, whatever. Gacy killed everybody, buried him in his house.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you really don't know what type of darkness lurks.
We don't know
soul,
exactly.
It does sound pretty messed up.
It does, and what I'm saying is, had the shoe been on the other foot, the roles have been switched. It would have been just a talking to. You would have got your second offense. And again, I don't know. We don't know all the details, but still,
we don't know.
It was kind of it sucked, dude, knowing that. And then like they were like, "You guys got to pick up the slack," and we're like, "Well, it wasn't our decision to just let him go." Like hold up there.
Hold up.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry you had such a rough week.
Nah, man, it's all good. I mean, I've gotten all my audits done for the entire facility, so like 8 buildings.
You have to audit the whole fucking property, my dude.
I had to audit all the electrical rooms, electrical panels, electrical systems, life safety systems, and I got it done in they gave us like 3 weeks to do it, but I slacked off and dropped the ball on it. That's right. You heard it here first. Nordic Vic does drop the ball on some things.
No way.
I know. Yeah.
Never seen it. And I think it's a myth.
Now you're good to go.
I mean, listen, I will admit, I even told them, they're like, "Hey, where are you at with your audit?" And I was like, to be honest, I haven't even started. And they're like, "That's a lot of equipment." I got it done in like 3 days. So I spent most of my time doing that. and still
Remember,
fixing shit.
winning is winning, whether it's by an inch or a mile.
Fast
So
and
as
Furious?
long as you get
Wow.
your as long as you yes, right, Fast and Furious quote, as long as you get your work in on time, they got nothing to say.
That's right.
You have a deadline. If you're given 2 weeks to do it, and you finish it either day 1 or day fucking 13, like
Right,
it's in.
right, exactly.
Yep.
It's in.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of how I saw it, and I was like, I'll get it done. Don't worry. And I was a man of my word, and that's kind of where I stand with that. But no, I mean it was good. I got the audit done, got everything done, and fixed some things while I was in the midst of it as well. So I feel like I accomplished a lot and did my best, and that's pretty much all I can ask for. Essentially in my day to
Are you
day.
liking the job?
Yeah, man, it's an easy job compared to where I was at before at Facebook. Like, it's a cakewalk job, to be honest.
Okay.
I mean,
Were you able to take advantage of any perks yet of the job? Take the
I
lady
haven't
out to like, a suite.
dinner or stay. I can't stay at my own property, which is kind of a weird thing. But
What they won't allow you to like book a room?
no, I can't book a room. However, I can book rooms for family and friends at rates.
Or
Different
can you
rates.
book room for like Sammy?
Yeah, I could do that for her. But
Yo, can
And
you
then
bu-
y'all can like smash. Wait,
can
what?
you
Yeah.
can you book a room for your brother Dick, and then you just put on a mustache?
Wait, what the fuck?
He could have a fake brother, and he said, "This is my brother," and he could stay there just wearing. A
yeah,
fake
I mean, I
mustache.
technically could, and then if I got caught, it'd be a whole fucking ordeal. But I can
Yeah.
go to any of the other Hominy hotels for like next to like dirt cheap. I mean, it's stupid the pricing we can get for those. So
You have employee pricing,
yeah, so like our
which
rooms,
is fucking
base
$30.
rate. Yeah, our room's base rate is $500, and I can get I could essentially I could do $59 starting.
Fucking shit.
Yeah, dude, it's insane. But anyway,
I worked the night audit at the Holiday Inn, and so for all the properties, it doesn't matter like if I got like the suite or, I mean, air quotes suite, right? Holiday Inn. It was like, at the time it was only $300-400 a night. I get it for like $20, man.
yeah.
And I also
I mean,
that it also included like the Radisson, which was around here. It was pretty nice because we had a nice location and it was a high rise. So like hotel accommodations for employees, it's pretty fucking dope, man.
yeah, I mean it's a good company to work for, I would say overall, minus the back corporate drama shit. But
Which you can't escape because that exists literally fucking everywhere.
yeah, I mean you got to pick. It's if you're trading that out for something else. It's always what it's going to be. It's going to be a trade off. It's not you're not going to land in the perfect job. Be like nothing is wrong here. Everything
No,
is
hell
great.
no.
Everything is awesome.
Yeah, exactly. But no, man, it's been good. I've just been pretty busy. Had some stuff come up in life as well. Family kind of hasn't been doing too good, but health wise, but they're getting their shit together. So,
Bro, I feel that. Like my dad is
oh yeah, how's your dad doing? Holy shit!
so my dad, like in September actually, he went to go vacation in the Philippines to oversee the construction of like his retirement house. Him and my stepmom.
Right.
He was supposed to be back in December, and that got extended like to March. So in December, I had to go ship him like his fucking like medications and shit. And in that time, like somewhere in like January and February, his left eye, like his cataracts fucking erupted.
Ooh.
So now he can only see out of like one eye.
Oh man.
And so
You come back yet? To get that
the
looked
old man now has to extend because he's taking like drops and stuff. Like, everything's like very sensitive on that eye, and he can't really see out of his eye. I wonder if he's actually doing the fucking like Captain Jack Sparrow fucking like eye patch. No, actually, Sparrow never had an eye patch, but you know what I'm saying, the pirate fucking thing. So
yeah.
I wonder what he looks like now. But like he had to extend his stay another 3 months to like fucking May, and so he won't be back for a while. And I'm like, I have to send him another round of like his medication. So he's like on like 90-day supplies or something like that. But some of them only have 30 days. So I'm like, the fuck am I gonna do? That shit is expensive. Like to send like a 5-pound box like to the other side of the world in like 3 days is somewhere around like almost $300. Like shit, man.
Damn.
Yeah.
Granted, I don't have to pay for that because like the company pays for it, but you know what I'm saying? It's still $300.
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
But
Well,
the
I
old
mean, that's
man
rough.
is like and he texted me today. He's like, what are the what are the COVID symptoms? Like, Dad, if you can like Facebook Messenger me, you also have fucking internet. You can look up COVID symptoms.
No, but
So
also,
I just took a fucking I took a what you call a screenshot of like the CDC COVID fucking guidelines and what you might be expecting. And he's like, oh, okay. I feel 3 of those.
oh
There's like
god,
18 things on here.
But
Like, I
yeah,
think you're
well,
okay.
everything is a COVID symptom.
I don't
Waking
think
up in the morning is a COVID symptom.
I don't
But
think you have COVID, Dad. Like, relax.
I don't know if we want to turn this even remotely into like a COVID cast, but like,
I'd rather not.
yeah, okay. So we don't have to get into it, but that is.
Oh no, I mean finish your thought for sure, but we don't.
Oh no, I'm down with like
So here's my issue
the
with
scamdemic. So
here's my issue with people, constantly trying to test or look for COVID, and so here's the whole thing. People are obsessed with these tests, whether they're tests or whatever, and all this stuff. And I understand if you have a job or a company who you need to report to about whether you have it or not, that's understandable. But here's basically what it is: if you are feeling so sick you can't breathe, go to the hospital. If you are bedridden, don't go to work. It's that simple. You don't need a COVID
100%.
test to tell you how to live your life.
Yeah.
So my thing with the COVID tests is those PCR and rapid tests, like they don't test for the COVID. They test for anything that's like in abundance, and it'll show up positive. Like, it doesn't mean you have COVID. It just means you have a lot of the thing that's making you sick. It doesn't say like, oh, you have COVID. It's all it is you have a lot of this thing that is causing an illness. And on top of that, they did the thing. I saw this. I literally saw this on TikTok. They took the at-home test. They ran that shit in tap water.
Yeah, I've seen like or a soda.
And it came up positive for fucking COVID. I'm like,
oh god,
this is the dumbest fucking thing. Like,
yeah, oh my
I
god,
can't do this, man. Emmy and Emo, if you're fucking listening, if you're fucking listening to this shit, like, you guys fucked up with that shit. You guys are hiding under a rock for fucking nothing. Anyways, I'm off my soapbox.
For those who don't know, that he did a shout out to some streamers we used to know on an app we used to stream on
that berated me on my own show.
Yeah, they tagged him.
They berated all of us. Let's just be honest here.
Yeah, but it was Derrick's show. It was his stream.
Yeah, he did.
come in
That
and
was
they
bullshit.
tackled him.
I was fucking live, and they're like, "Oh, where are your what did they say? Where's your proof? Where are your sources?" I'm like, "Bitch, where are your sources?" And what are they gonna say? Fucking MSNBC? Fuck out of here with that.
My
shit.
favorite thing is that Mo said, "Well, Derrick, you're not a doctor. You don't have a medical degree." And then you were like, "Well, neither do you."
Neither do you, bitch. Like, the fuck are you talking about? You can't.
Yeah.
The hypocrisy on that side of the house, man. Fucking. If I'm sitting here pointing out fucking common sense, I have to have a degree in order to do that, because common sense requires a degree now. Like, the fuck are you talking about? Anyways, I digress.
Yes, and so if we in the future want to go down that road to have any like COVID episodes, we could. But tonight
drop
we're
it in the
talking
suggestion box, in the new suggestion box down below.
Oh,
Check
that's a good question. Do the fans want to hear us go on about our COVID stories and our COVID conspiracies?
I got COVID once, and that's when I came back from hanging out with Mantis in New York, and I don't think I got it from Mantis, but when I got it,
didn't.
No, 100%, because everybody I hung out with in New York, they were fine, right? So I probably got at the airport on the way back. In any case, I got COVID, and I was only out for 48 hours, and it wasn't like a death-defying thing. I didn't feel any pain. I was just extremely exhausted, meaning my body was fight.
My immune system is fucking compromised from a benzene spill, and I've had COVID 4 times.
Holy shit!
Two of the time. One of the times
Shouldn't
I
you
ended
be
up,
fucking like immune to that shit by now?
you think it's like Pokemon. You try to catch them all. All the
COVID,
variants.
COVID, the fucking was it the Delta variant? Where the fuck it was? I don't even.
Yeah, Omicron, Delta, and all that. Yeah,
Uh,
I've gotten them all so far.
After a while, they're like tic-tac-toe variant.
Yeah,
Shit.
where do I scratch the bingo board?
The Mewtwo
Oh,
variant.
the mute. Oh my god, the Charizard. Fucking. Oh my god.
But
Wow.
yeah, dude, that's the one of the times did send me to the emergency room.
Oh wow.
And that was like before I got back. But again, I had a weakened immune system at that point. So, and it hits people differently. I know people who've got like all sorts of different like autoimmune diseases, and they get it and they feel fine. It was the last time I got it.
Wait,
I got it.
How do you also have an autoimmune disease that you're already fighting, and then COVID hits, and then you're like, okay, damn,
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
fucking nuts.
my girlfriend doesn't have that, but like we stayed in the same bed, and I had it. I tested positive, and she tested like 4 times, and she was negative the entire time. So I
Yo,
don't
what
know.
a beast, though. That means y'all
Right?
can still smash while you're sick.
That's
Wait,
right.
what? Hello, Sammy, if you're listening to this, what
Yeah,
fixed that?
You know,
Exactly.
it is funny because like I think I've had it twice. Like I said, I don't test. I just avoid people if I'm sick. Like the logical move. And if I feel like I need to go to the hospital, I would. But you know, I'm a man with a heart condition, and I was worried. I was super worried. It never went down that road. I never felt that bad. So it's weird. You know, it's weird the way it goes. You know, Venus, welcome in.
Yeah,
Wait, Venus? Do I know Venus?
I have no idea.
From Spoon.
Somebody remind me. Was a different username? Because how did she know my name?
It's on the screen.
Yeah, that is true.
Go.
What up, Venus? Hello.
But I believe Nordic Vic was gonna tell us about the Dangerous Man.
Right. That's where we're at.
Okay. So part two.
Part
two.
2. If you missed the first
The
episode
Dangerous Man.
of this part, you can listen back on YouTube, Spotify, and all that fun stuff. We talked a lot about like what truths are, what the Dangerous Man is. I've got a video that can kind of set the tone for everybody here. So I'm going to cue that up here for you guys just momentarily. But yes, the Dangerous Man, right? That's what we're talking about, is the Dangerous Man. And what a dangerous man is not someone who's like, you know, physically dangerous. I think this is
it's part of it.
I mean, yeah, but here's a good quick synopsis of like a thought behind being an actual dangerous man in today's society. Well,
he's a dangerous man who's
let me
being
start that
good.
over for you guys.
Maybe a man is better when he's a dangerous man who's being good than he would be if he was just a good man who wasn't capable of being dangerous. And I believe that because the best men that I've ever met are very dangerous men. You don't mess with them.
Some little Jordan Peterson there. So we've talked about it before, being a gardener in a war, or the gardener in the war versus the warrior in the garden.
Right.
You know, having
You would rather have a soldier in the garden than a gardener in the war. Yes.
Right.
That is 100% correct.
I think it's important. You know, we've talked about how keeping you control of your emotions. You can be physically dangerous. You can be that like when you walk into a room, you take up a lot of space. Like that's a necessarily good thing. It builds confidence in yourself. It kind of sets the tone that you're not someone to be fucked with. And I think that's a common thing that we see consistently. Let me look at my notes here. Go ahead.
Well, I said it last episode in the beginning of our episode, and I want to reiterate it because I think there is a common misbelief that all men, regardless of how they're raised or who they are dangerous. And I took a little moment last episode to debunk it, and I just want to remind people that is a complete fallacy, this idea that all men are dangerous. As a matter of fact, society, in a lot of ways, and for lack of a better word, castrates males, like on a psychosocial level, to the point where I would say the majority of men are not dangerous.
No, and I think
the only thing I would counter, Mantis, and this isn't Well, let me just finish my thought then. So, last week when we went around the horn and Vic was like, "What do you guys think? What's your definition of a dangerous man?" And we all, cited what we thought. I went on kind of like the polar opposite of, I think a dangerous man to me is one that doesn't contribute to society
Oh,
in
that's a
a
good
traditional masculine way. Somebody who's not able to defend or protect their family.
That is a great definition of dangerous.
I think that's dangerous because now, when when you start breeding those kinds of men, like the fucking Starbucks kid, when everybody think that's okay, and all these other air quote men think that's okay, now we're in those Vic, the difficult times when the men don't become fucking when they just crumble under society's pressure of oh, you can't be too masculine because now you're just being toxic. If you're
Right.
too masculine, if you work out, oh, you're toxic. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I think to me the weak man is dangerous, and that was my the definition of a dangerous man.
I mean, it's a good way to put it. I think you really nailed it right there. Is that's a side of danger that we don't want to see, and I think the side that we're trying to bring to light is the side that just kind of like how Jordan Peterson said in that video, like being dangerous can be good.
Yeah, right. On the opposite side, being dangerous, there's that level of presence that keeps everybody
But
else
like,
fucking check.
For
You
me,
know what
like
I'm saying?
that dangerous man is not someone who's always like, you can be the extrovert and you can be talking in a group, but someone who's kind of like that talks less, means what they say, has good posture, can keep calm in arguments, doesn't complain about other people, worries about himself, admits when he's wrong, takes himself seriously, can control his emotions, and doesn't worry about rejection. We talked about some of the truths that in the previous episode.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about one of the first ones I mentioned here. For this one is talking less. Silence is powerful. A silent man is very dangerous. When you talk less, you keep people around you on their toes, and by making them guess what is going on in your mind. You've got 2 ears and 1 mouth, and you can keep it in control the entire time. It seems you have a presence. I mean, think about it, man. Like, I used to have his grandfather, and I say that because he's no longer with us, but he was a remarkable man. I mean, he was physically fit during his time, played in the AAAs and professional baseball, traveled the country, held jobs. He provided for his 4 kids and wife. He got his degree later on, became a professor, taught in high schools and then in colleges, and was part of a union, was there for the labor force, striked with the different unions during that. I mean, he did a lot in his life, but he wasn't a man who talked a lot. I mean, I remember as a kid growing up, this man would
Proper Sigma male.
dude. He would if he started talking, like he could just start talking and the room would get silent because
Just
everybody
commands
wanted
the room. Yeah.
and it was like respect to him, and like we don't have that. People will talk over one another, and I think it's just, I don't know if it's respect and just common good practice, but I mean, it's something like if you find yourself always jumping around and talking, it's something that like I said, I get passionate, especially with like talking about MSM or even topics that we bring up on MSM. When people ask me about it, I just start going on a soapbox, and that's something I need to work on. Is say, if you can say something in 3 words or less, say that, giving out too much information. Because I mean, I bet you guys know plenty of people, and those of you in the chat as well, I'm sure you guys know somebody that just spits out and will just like either trauma dump or like spill out their whole gut. Like and people are like, oh my God, I got way more. I just asked a question like, how's your day? Didn't need to know like what happened to you when you were 6 years old. Like,
bro. So Vic, like the example that I always think of is literally like my current boss. Like, so he is the over explainer.
Mm-hmm.
And my favorite quote as of late from like the Fresh and Fit podcast, if you guys don't know what that is,
of course,
100% like if you're a fan of like the red pill movement,
Right.
like Fresh and Fit is like the pioneer. Like they're probably the strongest content creators for proper masculine content. So, anyways, the quote that I love from them is like bitch, land the plane, get to your fucking point. You know what I'm saying? So
Bitch,
I
land
live
the
with
plane. I love that.
land the fucking plane because I get that a lot from like my boss right now. It's like he'll go on this like whole thing. I'm like, I mean, are you gonna ask a question or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, get to your fucking point, my dude.
Right.
You know who does that too? My mom. Tell me a
Land the
story
plane,
about
mom.
every detail, including the fucking weather, time of day, and I'm like, God damn, you can't even like. You tell me these details, but you have no idea like where your keys are at, but you can remember all this shit. Like, bro, really?
Bro.
So here's the thing. I do believe that the silent or the quiet man is dangerous, but I don't think you have to be silent to be dangerous. And so I think it depends on what you're talking about. And I think the phenomena you're both talking about, in regards to your mom, and no disrespect to your mom, Vic, and your boss, Derrick, all disrespect to your boss, Derrick,
100%.
100%, is that they are kind of yapping, right? In college, there was this girl. I was about to say her name. I'm not going to say her real name. There was a girl who just
Say
never
that hoe's name. Who fucking cares?
I never shut up, but we called her behind her back Yap Yap
Yap yap.
because she was notorious for just not shutting the F up ever. She
Oh
just
my
would go
God.
on and on about nothing, and you just look at her. She wouldn't even notice that people weren't like paying attention anymore.
Oh no, you just went on.
Yeah, and so is that nervous? Is that anxiety? What is that? It's just it's bizarre. I personally am I'm a chatty guy. But I still think I could smack a hoe and I could snap somebody's neck on any given moment. So I think I'm still pretty dangerous. Even though I'm
You're
talking.
100% dangerous, bro. You took fucking kung fu, my dude.
Yeah, so but here's what I'm saying. I don't think that it's a requirement, but I might be saying that just because I don't fit the mold of a quiet. I'm not Clint Eastwood. I'm not like a quiet.
No, I don't
silent
think
killer.
dangerous necessarily means like you have to fit like the Sigma mold where you're just, off by yourself and you're plotting world domination. It's you can be dangerous. Like I think one of the most dangerous men that I know, literally Malcolm X. And we all know how vocal his life
Yes.
was. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like between him and MLK, like they had the same goals and they fought for the same things, but literally went in different directions and how to accomplish those things. And I think that's very like there was a certain level of there was a threat level about Malcolm X that just you had to respect.
I mean,
Because
we always.
he can
absolutely.
he can rile up
The crowd, yeah.
the
He can
crowd.
mobilize people.
Like
I mean, and if you think
instantly.
about it, like somebody who's quiet when they start to speak, it's just natural to be like, "Holy shit, that motherfucker's speaking!" And like, there's just a certain command behind that, and
Oh,
your
100%.
words and even I think that dangerous man, his words are so carefully planned out. I think that's something that's because in a sense, like we know that person who talks all the time, that's vocal, that doesn't have that kind of command, and he'll sometimes share like or he'll overshare and he'll share his weaknesses, and that can be a dangerous thing to give leeway. I mean, like, you feel like let's say you're feeling emotional about whatever you're talking about, and you show the weakness and you start oversharing, like, well, this happened to me and this and that, and I have these issues, and like you never know who's really
I
listening.
can't make a fucking peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Right. I can't make a sandwich, and you're allowing people to take jabs. I mean, like, it's the internet. This is 2023. People are gonna take jabs wherever they can because people get off on that kind of shit nowadays, and it's rough to see. Like, you gotta be careful with what you share to people.
Oh,
And,
I absolutely agree, and I think what you were referring to is the anxiety person who's spilling information unnecessarily. Now, so I'm a salesperson. I've accepted this at this point in my life,
You need to
and
be though. You need to
yeah,
be.
I need to be. But I'm saying when I am chatty, I'm not giving out information. I'm sizing up weakness in my
Right.
in my
I mean,
target.
so in sales,
Mm.
and the biggest thing in sales, we used to say, especially in car sales, we used to say the first one to talk loses. Like when
Right.
they put the
Yes.
deal down, and it's proven true. And the reason behind that, and like
If you give out your numbers first, you already lost.
right.
Right.
So like they'll put the numbers out, and they'll say, okay, if this is the car you want, say take sign, and you sit there, and you're like, well, I was hoping to get a better price. Okay, now you just showed the weak spot, and they're gonna say, okay, so if I got the price right, you'll sign
Yes.
today and take the car. And they're like, well, and they back you in this corner.
Can't
So I
give it,
mean,
you can't give out your price first. Like if you give it your number, then that's it. Like,
Or
you
they
lost.
accidentally say something like they mumble something like, they're like, well, price isn't really an issue.
No,
And you're
you
like,
are-
okay, got him.
You are asking for you're going to be countered every time from that point on. Like you
Right.
need to finesse your way so that they give out their price first.
Right.
right. So the advice that I can give you from my own personal life, for those of you listening in and later listening on, be careful who you share your weakness with. Some people can't wait for the opportunity to use them against you. So
I must elaborate on that because we have anybody that's in the crowd right now. Like I'm looking at you, Bex. And I feel like you've been in enough relationships where I gotta ask: do you or have you ever? And you feel free not to answer because you don't have to. But I think a guy that gives away his vulnerabilities to the female is asking to get that shit thrown back at him. My question is, have you ever taken said data points, information, or vulnerabilities from anybody you dated and you're like, you know what? That's why your mama didn't like you or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you have you know what I'm saying?
and
Like
if you do feel inclined to, like, again, you don't have to answer, but if you do feel inclined to answer, like, just be honest. No one's gonna be mad at you. Like I'll be the first to point out my own flaws. Like,
my point is like you never want to give away that shit because now it's just ammunition. Especially in negotiations with business, even more so with relationships. Like I've grown to a point where there's only so much I want to give out to anybody that I bring in romantically.
And so here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say that is sad, but I don't think it's pathetic. It's just sad that that's what dating and relationships is now.
No, but
because you should be in a situation where
it 100%, Mantis. It is sad and pathetic for the guy because if he makes that choice, if he opens up to his girl and starts crying in her fucking lap, guess what? She's already thinking less of him. That's the sad and pathetic part. The women today don't want a guy who's going to be like, let me tell you about my upbringing. My dad never fucking loved me. That kind of shit. They don't want that because that shows them that their men is fucking weak and they're going to start looking for another dude. That is a sad and pathetic part. Like men can't. I'm almost inclined to no. I'm 100% inclined to say, like bros, like don't do that to. Don't open up like that to your girl. Talk about that shit with your boys because they can relate. They are other men. Women cannot relate to the shit that we go through, and vice versa. I can never relate to the shit that women go through. I'm never gonna go through fucking menopause. You know what I'm saying? That shit's gonna be fucking a woman thing, right?
So I agree with you, and I don't think it's just down the lines of gender, but gender certainly is a huge barrier between the communications of people. But it's even like your own personal experience. I will never know, no matter how hard you try to explain it to me, what the life of Derrick is, and I will never know the life of Nordic Vic. I can only try to understand. Right. And then when you make more and more changes in who the person is, it gets infinitely harder to understand. And then when you get to different genders, another human being, but somebody who has completely different chemical makeup of you, it's like, how can you possibly understand?
Well, I mean,
you can't relate. Yeah,
that's also like, so for instance, I showed sent you guys a video of the guy doing the poetry about like the 4 steps of becoming a man.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
we can play that through, but the I was trying to explain it to my girlfriend, and she's like, "Well, I don't really agree with all these." And I was like, "Well, it's the same thing. Like, I don't agree with certain things that women say that they have the struggles, but it's because I can't even fathom or understand because I've never had that misprivilege. Like, yes, and before for a long time, women didn't even have basic rights as like just normal human beings. And like, yeah,
Mhm.
we will never really understand it, but it's the same can be said when like especially in today's world, there's a lot of men complaining about how their life is, and they're like, no, I don't agree with that and this and that, and it's like, I've explained to her, I'm like, listen, like, it's not that you don't understand, because it's the same thing as like I don't understand the trials and tribulations that women through generations have had to come up, and now as men, and especially as me as a young adult, like I'm starting to see the masculine's role inside of things, that it's not just like perfect on our side either. And I think that's the common misconception, is that both sides think that, oh, the opposing side is perfect, and it's not that, man. It's we all want the same thing. We just want to be respected, treated like human beings. And I think that's where we get lost in the weeds between the different activist movements, especially in the modern day. Like, you take old activist movements and they like
It's
legit,
a different fucking conversation
yeah,
from
dude.
the
They
old
were like,
activist movements to
I mean,
today. 100%.
and that's the thing, like,
Yeah.
so something I want to point out right here is that, like, so she did answer you. I'll pull it back up. She's not the type of woman. I need to know the vulnerabilities and protect. Like, look at Will and Jada. She didn't protect her man. I gotta show you a video. I don't know if you've
No,
seen
but
this.
that's my whole point. Like,
That's well said, Bex. By the way, that is well said.
no, and I totally agree with that. It's just, can you be with somebody for 20 years and not show any vulnerability? I don't think it's possible.
No way.
However,
No way.
I think you have to be very careful
You do. You
as
need
a
to.
man.
You need to
As a man,
realize
you got
how
to be
much.
very careful, like what those, like what doing that can
You're playing a
do.
risk. You're playing a high risk card at that point,
Exactly. You just have to
because like
understand, like
a lot of
if you show X amount of vulnerability, at some point in your fucking relationship, that shit might just get thrown right back at you.
I mean, that dangerous man will still shed a tear, and those will be some of the sharpest tears you will ever see, because following those tears is going to be straight rage, and nothing is scarier than a good man's heart that's been just broken. I mean,
But
Now, man, fuck that. We don't cry. It's just
Well,
awesomeness leaving our fucking face. That's what
right,
it is.
also- yeah,
Fuck
but
that.
what should I do then? Does that mean that
You cry in the car by yourself when nobody fucking sees you, man. Because if your
It's
wife
nobody
sees
cares.
you are fucked.
and so
You are
what
literally
you just
fucked
you keep that wall up even though you're living with this woman, you're having kids with this woman.
because it's
You
it's your fucking job.
See, and
It's hard being a man.
I definitely don't agree with that. I think there needs to be an understanding, and like, you got
You're
to
not
take.
crying to her, bro.
I have, man. I actually have. Like, I've explained, like, especially getting down to like some of my own things, and like my own just personal like trauma and stuff that I dealt with with my PTSD and my time overseas, and like,
Cry to me, my dude. Cry to
well,
me.
and so like, here's the thing, like,
Don't cry to a girl. Cry to me.
well,
Because I can understand. She's
right,
never
but
gonna understand, bro.
Yeah,
well,
that's so cool to say.
let me just say this. She has a level of empathy, but she's expressed, she's like, I can never understand fully, and I'm so sorry you went through that. But like, that was a risk I had to take, and and like, I understand that can always be thrown back up, and I don't think she ever will. But I mean, people can always prove
Right.
you
If
wrong.
you get a
Just
good woman, you're fine.
the words that we're given here to men, like, I don't want men listening back and thinking, oh, well, I still can't. No, you need to be able to show vulnerability, but you need to make sure, damn sure, that whoever you choose to show that vulnerability with, that it's the right person. I mean,
So
I've
the
had
question
my own boys fucking call me out and be like, pussy, this and that, and I'm like, bro, I was a POW for 4.5 years. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm a pussy.
right.
Like, I survived, man. Like, that's a thing on its own. So, I'm gonna cue a video up real quick. Just, she mentioned Will and Jada, and I think I sent it to you guys, and the shit had me rolling. I don't know if you've seen this, Bex, but you get a kick out of this for sure.
Just want to shout out the chat. Let's see. What did we miss? As a woman, I would never throw your weakness back into your face unless you do some fucked up shit. That's what I'm saying.
That's
Even
you
there,
gotta
ammo,
hang,
bro.
you
even
gotta
right
hang
then
on
there,
to that.
you should definitely not, just don't go for the low blows. Like, if
Oh
just
my
leave,
God.
the situation, get away from that guy. He's probably the wrong guy if things are getting real fucked up and that you feel like the need to, because like,
Mm.
and you never know, like, I don't know if I've said it before, and I hate this is a trigger warning for anybody who's triggering. I guess we got to say this now, but men suicide rate has gone up 4.5 times, from 3 times to 4.5 times
Jesus,
more than women. 80% of suicides are men. And it's
that's
if you
fucking
look
crazy,
at
bro.
the dude, if you look at the statistics, it's because they felt like they weren't enough. They felt like they couldn't be heard. They felt like they weren't appreciated in their family. They felt like they were only core values. It's rough, dude. And seeing a broken man like that, like I've got friends that I've buried from those same things, and I tell them, like, open up to me, open up to your loved ones, but make sure you protect yourself to who you open up to. And like that's really what it is. Like you just got to know that that's the person that you want to, like, don't go full bore right out the gate and be like, oh, it's been a month, and by the way, my dad used to hit me, and this, like, and I cry about it at night. Like, I'm not saying you shouldn't experience that emotion, but what we're saying here on MSM is just be careful with who you release information to, because you never know who's
Yes.
going to use it back at you. Like,
Yeah, wait till she's
And my whole
worthy.
point is like the last person you want to vent to is a girl that you are assigned to fucking protect. As Bex put in chat, if you can't open up and vent to your woman, you chose the wrong woman. That is true. And she also says, if I no longer feel protected by you, fuck you and your weaknesses. That is like that is Bex. Like, I could not agree more. Like, if I am the dude that's literally always crying to you, do you feel protected? Do you feel like you have a strong man in your life when I'm just crying about life and I can't make a
Right.
fucking peanut butter and jelly sandwich? You know what I'm saying? I don't have the wherewithal to make my own fucking lunch without fucking crying.
Yeah, basically, you get one day. You get one day.
You get one day to vent because maybe
get
you
one
had a
day to
shitty
do
day
that,
at work.
yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, Bex is 100% right. That is literally the programming of women. They will what is it? It's hypergamy. They will always find the best possible suitor. If you show too much fucking weakness,
You
are
are no
dead.
longer the best.
You are no longer the best option.
Right.
Listen to this, my dudes. Fucking listen.
all right, so this is just you guys, just because Bex, you mentioned Will and Jada. I don't know if you've seen this or if you guys have seen this,
Oh,
but this is just so disturbing, and we can spend a minute on this and then get back to it. But so we all remember this scene, right?
right.
Well, the was it the Oscars?
Oscars, yeah, it was last year's Oscars.
So check this out, right? The people made a whole thing about this now, and this just came out recently. But
Oh, wow. I watch Emancipation just to see him get whooped. Got me rooting for Massa. Hit him again, Massa. Humble down. Hit him again. Nobody's picking on this bitch. She started the.
We die together.
We die together.
Bad marriage for life.
Jesus Christ. That's
What?
toxic.
Oh my
what
god.
the actual fuck did I
fuck?
just watch? You know what I'm saying? Like,
What
Bad
the
marriage for
fuck?
life. That is a crazy mantra.
Is that what you guys want out there? Like, young men,
Oh,
young women. Is that-
hell no.
If
Hell
you're
no.
listening to this and you just saw this, is that what you want? And after 20 years, you'll be like, bad marriage for life. Get the
for those of you
fuck
who are
out.
listening back in and aren't watching like YouTube or us on Twitch live, literally Jada and Will. That's that scene. The scene is with Jada and Will fist bumping. Bad marriage for life. Like,
Bad marriage for life. While by the way, Will has
What?
tears in his eyes.
what the actual fuck? Like, what kind of broken down? Like, I'm not gonna lie, man.
I
When I
had
was
so
growing
much
up, Will
respect for him
Smith,
for a while.
dude, Will
yeah.
Smith was like an idol when I was growing up, man.
He
That
was the king.
motherfucker,
The
yeah,
fucking
Hero. He
Fresh
was everyone's
Prince.
hero. He was everyone's hero.
till
He
death. do
taught
us
me that
part, yeah.
happiness was like literally no one else's job but my own. And now he's the most pussy whooped dude.
Bro, I
of
think
all
we're
time.
past pussy whip. I think he's 100% broken.
Broken, bro. No, fair enough. Like,
Yeah, like-
something's wrong now.
Like,
Yeah.
it's one thing to be like, oh, I'll do whatever, and then like, Jesus Christ, man, that was rough to watch. Like,
Look
I
what
watched that
Venus
so many-
said. I take my
Till
vows
death do us
serious.
part.
I take.
When's the okay?
Go ahead, Derek. Hang on. I got you. Ready?
So the problem is, till death do us part. Like, the sentiment is the most noble thing because that's what everybody says during that time. They get married till death do us part, all that shit. The problem is 70%. We're almost at 70% now. Where till death do us part doesn't fucking matter because that's a fucking divorce rate.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? Everybody said like till death do us part, and that shit doesn't matter. That is the saddest part of this whole thing.
That's this generation, man.
You were speaking tragedy. However, I want to point out that's why you brought it up in the first place. You have to pick your mate correctly.
But okay, so
right, and so if you actually pick an old-fashioned girl who believes in what Venus believes in, then you won't have as much of a problem.
No,
as these TikTok chicks.
Well, so the only thing I would say, Mantis, is that it's not whether you pick correctly. The system is made so that the man is always losing. Every divorce ends in the man can't even see his children. The house that he paid for is given away to the chick that has no job.
Right.
He has to leave the house that he built, the children that he's raised, and he has to fucking leave. Like there is absolutely negative value in a divorce for a man. There's no equality there. Everything is given to the woman,
and that's why I'm not married, but also that I pretty much date. I hate to use the word conservative because people always associate it with something political. I don't mean that. I mean a girl with old-fashioned values who believes in what Venus believes in. Till death do us part.
Till death do us part. And that is a dying breed. And that's what I'm saying. The 30% that don't fucking get divorced, hell yeah. I'm done with that shit.
Here's another video for you guys. So this is for the ladies in here and for the people listening back. This is a video of a man. I showed this to the guys earlier, and it's a man talking about the 4 steps of being a man in today's world. And if those of you listening in think, well, how hard can it be? This is the social pressures. You may not agree with them. It's fine if you don't. But
you're probably not a man.
Yeah, most men know this and are
probably
aware of
the
it.
Starbucks kid crying in the back of the fucking stock room.
He doesn't know this. Definitely.
So I'm gonna play this out for you guys.
Men. Most men will only experience unconditional love from their mothers, and some of us don't even get that. Most of us have never even felt appreciation or respect without conditions or hidden intentions. We don't know what it sounds like to hear, "I see you, and I'm proud of you. I'm glad you're here. You really make a difference." Yet the expectation is to constantly be displaying the strength and love that the world is hesitant in conveying. We're expected to have a thick skin, but get judged if it turns to a hard shell. The first step in being a man is ignoring the hunger. Because yes, boy, you're going to be starving. Starved of attention, starved of affirmation, starved of love, starved of being told that you are enough. Step 2 in being a man is comfortability with replaceability. You are only as good as you are useful. You are only as valuable as you are needed by others. Should there ever come a day, boy, where you fail to provide everybody with a smiling face, then do not be surprised when they say all men do is take up space, and you are swiftly replaced. Step 3 in being a man is overcoming your fear of the fire, because almost everything you will ever try to build will go up in flames. Relationships, careers, hobbies, and yes, you are always to blame. Step 4 in being a man is understanding by the time you finally get all the right answers, these questions will have already changed. You might achieve the strength of Herculean fiction, trying to balance the weight of all these contradictions. Be a man, they say. Definition unknown. Description keep changing. We men, so empty, so irritable, so this, so that. We get told where we are so much we've accepted that who we are ain't even up to us. The blame is always on us regardless.
I hate that it ends suddenly,
truth,
but that is so
we need to
beautiful.
find the whole it's beautiful, and we need to find the whole fucking
the whole
monologue
clip,
because
I'm sure he goes on further, but that's
I'm pretty sure he wrapped it up fucking eloquently. So.
And like I showed in the here, I'll bring it back. I showed in the I was just scrolling through the comments. I'm not sure if anybody saw that, but there's a lot of men in there who feel that way. I mean, a lot. like 16,000, and that video wasn't posted that long ago, so it's still got time to grow, and it's bad, man. It's a lot. Like, I remember when we first started this podcast and we brought up an audio clip from the other app, and it was that one that's like, what's it like to be a man? You hear no one gives a fuck. Like, why share anything? And people are like, that can't be real. And I'm like, no, it 100% is. Like,
it is the realest thing.
And that's why we're saying being this dangerous man is
hardest thing.
important. Like, that's why that's what this episode is about. It's fighting those things, being that dangerous man, and showing that
It's not about like being violent and like abusing your relationships. It's having at the very least the capability to be dangerous, to be violent.
Dude.
Because if you don't, then you're prey. You're a fucking rabbit.
Well, what it is this concept that Jordan Peterson has brought up and we are elaborating on is the basic concept of life. Like, literally life. This is what it is. Men were meant to be the mobilized, dangerous unit of the human species.
That's right.
That's what we evolved to be.
The men go to war.
We go to war. We're the protectors. We do all that stuff. And it's still in our genome. We've had a shorter time in a new civilized technological age than we ever, than the caveman age. We are more caveman than we are civilized jackass in an office. And
wait, are we?
Yeah, we are.
We're more cavemen than really?
We spent more time as cavemen than we did.
Oh no, I started saying over like yeah, because civilized is just a few hundred years, but
yeah,
like
it's just
10,000 years we've been fucking cavemen. Yeah, I got you.
All of this is new to us. All of this is like relatively new. So we still have
fast
this instinct.
food.
Yeah, we Netflix and all this stuff. We're new to this concept, and really we are still those kind of animals. A lot of people look down at these cavemen, right? But we're still them. We still have an instinct to protect, to fight, to be the dangerous man.
And doggy style.
And so it's very important that we acknowledge who we are as creatures. And I think
you're talking about like the primal things about us. Right?
Yes, absolutely.
Like to protect and to fucking like we talked about last week. Like, there's always, whenever two dudes meet for the first time, there's always that you're
sizing them up to see how you'd fight.
Exactly, bro. Because there's always a threat level. If things were to go awry, what that fucking experience is going to be like. You're always sizing them up.
Yeah, you think about how you're going to take them out if you had to fight them.
Yes,
basically.
Every fucking dude. That's why when I first met you, I'm like, you're taller than me. I'm gonna take you out your knees. I will fucking take out your knees and then knock out your giant ass dome. Like, okay. I got a plan.
Got a plan, man.
Oh, well, I'm not going to tell you what my plan is just in case we ever have to fight. But I had one. I certainly had one for the first meeting we had.
And then I bought you beer and burger.
Oh, it was a good time. It was a great fucking time.
And then like you're like one of my best friends. Like, yeah, I don't think we'll ever have to get to fisticuffs, but just know that I have a fucking plan.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone has a plan, and I
you got to though, because that's your job as a fucking dude. If you don't know how, like Batman always had everybody's weaknesses planned out in case they fucking turned on him.
Right, exactly. And for those who don't know, Batman in the comic books, he actually in his utility belt keeps the weakness of all the other Justice Leaguers on 100%. Him at all times in case he has to fight one of his friends.
Yep.
Nordic, did you have a plan to fight me when we met?
No, I mean, if I can stop an F-150, I'm feeling pretty confident.
Okay.
Wow, what a cocky motherfucker! Oh my god,
it's not confidence, man. It's not confidence.
Yeah. But ultimately, this whole danger.
How are you gonna stop Shifu Mantis, bro?
Exactly. It would be epic. But of course,
we're saying you better hit harder than an F-150.
I think I do. But this dangerous man thing, he is speaking a primal truth. All he's saying is that men, or he's speaking about men, are the gender of males. You should be dangerous. You know why? Because that's what we were evolved to be. He is speaking a biological truth, not some philosophy, people hate on Jordan Peterson because they're like, he philosophizes nonsense. No, he's not making this stuff up. He's
He's a
just
fucking clinical
truth.
psychologist. Like he
Yeah.
knows more than most motherfuckers on the planet.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, like, and at the end of his thing, it's not just being dangerous; it's being dangerous and then controlling it.
Yeah.
Of course, because you have
I
to be
mean-
that family man. You have to have
Right.
kids, and yeah, I mean, you don't have to have kids, but you know what I mean. Like you're gonna have kids, you're gonna have your woman, you're gonna have your society, your group, your tribe, whatever you call it. You can't always be dangerous, but any man should be ready to be dangerous.
And that's the problem when like the feminists are like, we can do that too. Bitch, if you're pregnant, you're not protecting anybody. That's the advantage
Well,
of
you're
men. We
protecting a
can't
child,
get
but I mean-
pregnant because that is our job. Like we are built to never be in that physically vulnerable state. If we take care of our bodies, we're always in protecting mode. 100% all the time. That's our fucking job. When you're like in your second trimester, you're as big as a house. You're not protecting anybody. You are vulnerable. You need to be away from danger. Otherwise, the life you are carrying is at risk.
You
That's
either
why
need
it's
to
our
be-
job to do that.
You either need to be away at danger, or you need to be ready to face danger. And I think that's the other side of being a dangerous man, is having a sense of like you have the option of fight or flight, and you'll pick whichever one is best when the time comes. And that's the thing about that dangerous man. He's already evaluated. He's already sized up. He's already made his plans. He said, okay, I'm either going to burn the boats right here and unleash the animal that's inside, because it's not dead. It's just sleeping.
I'm gonna make a
Or-
sandwich.
Right. Or I'm going to just make that sandwich and blow it
Or
up.
That took me a second to get.
It won't even fucking finish making it.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. It's like, I've made a point here. It says never let anyone hear you complain.
Damn, that's a really good
something-
one.
That's
So, like, remember-
that's an almost impossible one to live by.
Well, here, let me clarify more on it. Remember, your feelings are irrelevant to others. Do what needs to be done with a smile on your face. This also makes you stand out and makes you much more respectable. And what I'm getting at with that is not necessarily that your feelings are irrelevant to everybody, because being a man, we always say that that's the case. But getting what needs to be done, regardless of just sitting there and playing the victim and playing the complain game and misery is me and whoa, this is my fucking mental illness.
Woe is me shit.
Like, when imagine, and anybody in the chat, I know everybody knows that at least one person who is Mr. Debbie Downer, Eeyore, like goes on and complains, and you're like, God damn, like, man up, bro. Like, why are you always like? We had a problem. I had a problem with a guy. Actually, I didn't have it. One of the guys came to me, and we were sitting there working on something, and this is at my new job, and he's like, man, this dude over here is always complaining about me. He's going and this and that. And I was like, you know what it says about a person who complains all the time? Which is, sorry, I had to cough. Essentially, he's got nothing better to do than talk about others, because he himself is not good. He knows he's not a good person. He knows he's just complaining all the time, and nobody wants to hear that shit. That dangerous man's not complaining and not saying bad about other people. He knows they're bad, and he's gonna let their own actions speak for themselves, is what I'm getting at. Because like, even if, like, let's say you complain, right? And if you're complaining and you hardly ever complain, someone's probably gonna listen to you and be like, damn, he never says anything, and he's upset. That's got to be something. That's a good standpoint to be as a man. But if you're the one that's always complaining and, oh, I had a friend die too, and like, not even relevant to the conversation.
Yeah.
You just want to bring up the pity party for yourself as well. Like, guys, I'm saying this, it's tough love, but like, hear me out. If you're complaining, when I say never let anyone hear you complain, if you're always complaining, no one's going to take you seriously. They're going to be like,
you will lose all credibility.
That's just Brandon, who's
100%.
always fucking talking. He's always complaining about something. Like, you could win the lottery and still be upset.
Here's the thing. I think obviously you have the right to complain, but I think the rule of thumb, which I got actually from Tom Hanks's character in Saving Private Ryan, Does anyone know what I'm about to say?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, so his men are like, we never hear you complain. We're at war. We're in France, and we never hear you complain. And he says, I do. What do you think happens when I speak to an officer? And they're like, what? And he says, you don't gripe to your fellow men. Gripes go up. You gripe to your commanding officer. You don't gripe to the guys below you.
You make it so it's a change. If it's a real issue, make the change. Be about that change. As we do here on MSM, we're complaining all the time right now about,
these hoes.
Or
yes,
the fucking social things that hit us as men, the social pressures, or Eeyore over there in the corner sitting there listening in and not wanting to say anything because he knows we're going to make fun of him. I mean,
the sad boy taking up the chat, complaining about whatever, this, that, and the other thing.
Right. I'm just saying, like, man, if that's you, and if you take offense to that, you're already answering your own question. Like, if you think we're talking about you, we probably are, to be honest. Like, you need to grow up, dude. Like, stop sitting here bitching about the small things in life, like first world problems. Get over yourself.
Right.
I don't know.
Time to be alive.
In some godforsaken field, there's a Ukrainian teenager using a javelin against a Russian tank.
Right.
So if you're
grandma out there doing that shit with a smile on her face, like, bro, get over yourself.
Like for Ukraine.
For UK. So yeah, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear about. I'm not going to give examples. I was about to give examples, but you know who you are.
That is my problem with everybody complaining about like American society. Yes, we have problems, but literally though, is it enough to be like this place sucks?
Yeah,
is it really that bad?
Well, the next question you should follow up is: have you ever left this country and spent an ample amount of time somewhere
else? If you spend any amount of time in like the Middle East, if you were to speak up against any kind of governing body,
right,
you will be shot on the spot. Like you are dead.
In Iran, you would be hung publicly
you are
for
fucking
bitching.
Dead. There is no freedom of speech there. There is no. My feelings are hurt. I'm gonna say the government sucks. Like you are dead. Like everything you can do here is coming from a place of privilege. Like
and also
it's fucking it bothers me that people don't understand what it's like outside of our walled garden of the United States.
And another thing is people don't understand the freedom of speech. And this is the craziest thing. All these people are bitching and moaning going on because they have freedom of speech in America. Both in France and England, you don't actually have freedom of speech. You could be arrested in both those countries for something you said.
You're saying in those places they can actually mind their own fucking business? Man, look, I'm fucking moving there. Passport bros, let's go.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what I'm saying. People don't understand how good we have it.
We can complain
about the world because
the issue,
you can literally complain about anything.
The real complaint that I have is we're not the greatest country, and I get that. But most of our people, we're so divided that we spend more time complaining about internal, just first world bullshit problems instead of actually, like, we do have our own problems that the rest of the world may have surpassed us in, and that's just normal. It's like any other human being out here that's, yeah, you're gonna have people better than you in some aspects of your life, but like instead of us returning to a strong America and to a strong, like, not trying to get political, but I mean, you've got people complaining about a 6-hour shift in Starbucks when or like, oh, it's so hard. I live off tips, and like, bro, shut the fuck up. There are so many other real fucking problems out here that we could be facing. We're supposed to be a strong, united front, and yet we're not. Like, Ukraine is more united. Those people are all together fighting the same cause, and we're over here fighting each other. And like, I don't know. I'm off my political range.
Are you guys into Matt Walsh at all?
I think Matt Walsh is one of the few that's just fronting like extreme leftist right now. Like I really appreciate his courage at the moment, because anybody else, if they walk into a room full of like like libs. They're just gonna be quiet and just
Yeah, they're gonna
you know,
count out. They're gonna count out, and so he
Yeah.
is going hard. Here's the thing: I think he is kind of like older dad type, and so he's not my favorite. However, the other day, so Beck says she has a love-hate relationship with him. Yeah, I think he's kind of corny. However, the other day he did this segment that I like, where he was digging up Revolutionary War letters from
Right.
from
Yeah, I saw that.
from,
Yeah.
from young men who were in farms.
Right. And they can describe
Their
almost
descriptions poetically, they were they
Yep.
were articulate,
well
even they were
versed.
from farms, and they were
Versus like a kid who's just like I kind of like dating is kind of like like it's kind of hard, you know what I'm saying, like the typical 18-year-old today
they
would
showed
not
a
be able to
girl.
describe a World War II fucking scene
They showed a girl who spoke for 60 seconds, and she said the word like
like 30
28 times or
yeah,
something.
some shit.
And then he reads these Revolutionary War letters, and like the soldiers are like, they're like, we couldn't find food, but we found an apple orchard. All we had to eat was apples, and we had diarrhea for days, and
Or
yet
no,
we trudge
I
on
think
or something.
it's something like we were walking through the pastures, and over to the right of the hill was someone in our uniform.
Oh yeah, there was another letter where they found the young
where they found like a
drummer
dead
boy.
person, like the young man will never experience like a summer strawberry. Like, holy shit, man.
But it shows you that like the lack of hardship of our current society,
The lack of fucking anything
is making
but
ignorance and stupidity and nonsense, and these young men who go through hell are manning up, for lack of a better word, and they're living that, you know what I mean, and yet they're thriving because of the hardship.
Yeah, I mean, there was a quote that was told to me when I was sailing. Men used to sail on wooden ships, but were made of steel, and now our men are made of wood and sail on steel ships.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Back in the day, men would be on wooden ships.
Yeah, they were made of steel.
Made of steel.
But they rode on wooden ships.
And now it's wooden men sailing on steel ships. There's a better way to phrase it. I just like blanked out on how that goes.
No, I gotcha. It's like they're now living in luxury, and they're just a weaker class of men. No, I gotcha.
And by the way, sorry.
No.
I was also going to say, by the way, before we get too far from talking about how like America is the greatest country in the world, France also has shitty bathrooms.
No, I wouldn't say France is above like us, because if I'm gonna go into like a grocery store and I'm gonna have like the fucking police like tase me and like force the jab on me, like fuck that place. No thanks. I'm a pure blood. Fuck that shit.
Yeah. But I was just saying, if anyone thinks for a second Europe is so great, France has horrible, shitty bathrooms. They're all fucked up. They don't take care of their bathrooms.
Fucking hairy. Wait, what?
Oh my god. All right, back to the dangerous man.
It's true.
So let me ask you. Well, yeah,
they got more chest hair than you, Vic.
That's true. It's disturbing. If you can braid your armpit hair, please shave.
Like the fuck.
Or if you're into that kind of stuff, just take it somewhere else. You heard it here first on MSM. No,
MSM.
So something I wanted to ask you guys. Fear, right? Do you think the dangerous man is cautious of fear? How the fuck am I going to phrase this? Somebody who runs from fear? Is he somebody
Vic,
or does he controls the fear?
He is 100% the guy who respects fear and uses fear not as an excuse, but as a means to overcome. I think that's the only way I would put somebody who's who's in a position like to protect, like you don't
Yeah.
have a choice but to like take fear head on. If you honestly love your wife, your child, there is no excuse. You will take that fear fucking head on.
Okay.
I personally do not have any fucking room in my mind or my heart for fear anymore. Fuck that shit. When I was a little cowardice boy, I was scared of everyone and everything.
As we all
And
were, because
I'm
we're
s-
fucking
yeah.
boys. Yeah.
And when you become a man, like after a certain point, I was over it. I had no bloody fucking use for it in my life. And it's funny, I had to come to this terms when I had a friend that I grew up with. And we were once again young men, so elementary school, so we're cowardice and shitty. And I met up with him again when we were adults. And we were out in the country, it was a camping situation, and I was like, I'm gonna go in the middle of the night hike, just like we used to do when we were kids.
Mhm.
And he starts hiking with me, and he starts bitching and moaning, and he has all these basically he's having anxiety, he's projecting them onto me. He's just like, what if this, what if this, blah blah blah. And I looked at him and I said, bro, do you want to turn around?
Bitch.
And he's like, yeah, maybe we don't need to go out. I said, you know what, I'm fine on my own. And the next day he told a story about me leaving him when he went back to camp, like I was a hero. Like I was a hero for taking a night stroll in the woods. And that blows my mind. And I was like, he is the epitome of cowardice, and I am not. But at this point, I realized I was like, he never got rid of his fear. And I honestly think part of being a man is like, here's what I'm saying. Well, here's the deal. Being brave or being courageous, obviously you feel fear, but you do it anyway. Right?
So you're saying you acknowledge fear and it's because
it's
fear is a choice. You can either
it's there.
act within it. I think
Yeah, it's
me
there.
personally, I
It's
think
there.
that dangerous man is like kind of like Derrick says, he respects and understands the fear by evaluating the situation. We talked in the last episode about self-awareness. And that's something you need to be self-aware of, is what your fears are. So I got a video for you guys. Another one.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
One.
I'm just saying we need to release this fear, man. It's control over us. It has no use in my life.
This is from the movie Lawless, Tom Hardy in it, and this is a great line out of this. Whoop, and it's muted. Well, technical difficulties, folks. Not really. I just need to push better buttons.
It is not the violence that sets man apart. All right, it is the distance that he is prepared to go. We are survivors. We control the fear. Without the fear, we are all as good as dead.
So essentially, it's not necessarily the dangerous act of being that violent and dangerous man, of being just physically dangerous. It's understanding the fear behind anything, in a sense. You know, you never know. Like, you go up in the street, you get disrespected, and you're about to get into a fist fight. The first thought is, fuck, what if this guy's got a gun or a weapon or knows how to actually fight? You have to evaluate. That's a real thing. Like,
it's a real fucking thing.
You never know the person you're stepping up on, who they are, what background of life they come from, what exact, like, we're not saying to just be like, oh, fear's not a real thing. You know,
it certainly is a thing. It certainly is a thing, but don't let it cripple you, man. Because here's what it is: if you let it cripple you, it will cripple you in all aspects of your life. You'll be scared to go for that promotion, or ask that girl out, or go for a stroll at night. You see what I'm saying? It never ends.
Yeah,
I think for anybody, like especially the bros listening out there, if you have yet to throw like your first punch at like another fucking human, like I think you're missing out, man.
Or even just being humbled by another human being. If you've never been rocked in the face, it's a humbling moment. I'm not saying to go out and pick a fight just so you can feel that feeling.
Oh, I'm saying to go to fucking like right now, but like walk down the street, like, yo, bitch, I don't care if it's your like 80-year-old neighbor, fight somebody.
Like Fight Club, where their homework was to get into a fight.
It's a fucking fight.
I mean, like, okay, let's dissect that, right? Like, I remember when I was a kid and I was playing Little League baseball and I was afraid to get hit by the ball, and my grandfather just took the ball and threw it and hit me right square in the nose. And he said, "Are you afraid of it now?" And I was like, "No." He's
Exactly.
like, "Okay."
You already got it.
And he's like, and it's true, man. It really is a humbling moment. Like you can't let fear cripple you. You need to. We talk about that, keeping control, being calm and understanding. Like, don't jump on that lizard brain instinct to be, oh, holy shit, like, what am I doing? Or be like that guy in the woods with Mantis and being like, oh man, but what about this and what about that? Like, you need to face that fear. Yeah, you can play the what ifs, but then you'll never really live life. And life, that's the adventure of it. There's going to be risks. Take that jump, take that vulnerability shot, and you may succeed. And if you fail, good. Jocko Willink says it all the time. Good. You fail the mission, good.
Because basically,
fucking Jocko, man.
Look at all the things people are scared of. I'm scared to talk to that girl. What's going to happen? She rejects you. You feel shitty for a little bit, but you know what? You're still not going to have her. So there's no reason to be scared.
Right? We're all there, man. We were all young men. We were at one point putting this bitch on a pedestal, meaning if we were to get rejected from the girl we thought was literally the pinnacle of life, that means we were worthless. So I understand what that means. For anybody listening, if you're a young man and you're in that spot where you saw this girl, you shot your shot, and she's like, fuck off. Just know this, my dude. Like, you're a king. And you probably don't need that hoe, to be honest. Just none
of us need that hoe.
We don't. Just know that if you're going through this as a young man, like, it's gonna hurt for a little bit because of the way you are programmed to think. We were told if you do all these nice things, she's gonna fall in love with you. Not the case, man. It's 2023. Like, I'm mad at Disney. They fucking trick me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they trick the shit out of all of us.
So, like, my whole point is, you're gonna come to a point in your life where the focus on self greater than trying to get these fucking digits from this
priority number one, bro. That's gonna be the next thing. I'm gonna show this video about Jocko Willink saying good, and take this to heart, and then we're gonna jump on and we're gonna talk about what do you bring to the table.
Yeah, let's go.
I think that man, the dangerous man, does know exactly what he brings to the table and knows what he expects out. It's not actually expectations. It's a demand. What he demands to be brought in suit of that, and it's not something like bad to say or like, oh, that's hot. No. He's set a line that he wants to be at, but let me play this video and we'll get to that. All right.
You got beat. Good. You learned. Unexpected problems. Good. We have the opportunity to figure out a solution. That's it. When things are going bad, don't get all bummed out. Don't get startled. Don't get frustrated. If you can say the word good, guess what? It means you're still alive. It means you're still breathing. And if you're still breathing, well, then hell, you still got some fight left in you. So get up, dust off, reload, recalibrate, re-engage. And go out on the attack. Got beat.
Jocko is something else, man. I'm telling you.
I love this motherfucker. Yeah, I love this.
He's so good. Like, sometimes I forgot what it was. It was sometime last year where I literally put Jocko. He had like a 30-minute monologue, and that's what I fell asleep to. I put that shit on repeat. I just went to bed with it because I wanted to like burn that into my brain.
It's a good one, dude. It's Navy SEAL, came up from bad neighborhood, decided he was going to change his life, incorporated discipline religiously to himself, figured out what he wanted in life, and achieved it all. I mean, that's really it. Like, you could, like, again, we talk about discipline all the time, and this is the man that really taught me discipline. And I incorporated it in one aspect, and now it's bled into every other aspect of my life. I have discipline everywhere I go with it. Get up to go to the gym. I don't feel like going, go anyway. Like, if I
Just
fail at doing a
fucking go.
PR, like, we talked about in the last episode, my legs are back to normal again. Pulled that straight, hyperextended, and strained that muscle. Good. I now know what the wall is that I need to get past, and what I need to work up to, and better prepare myself for the next time. Dust off, reload, recalibrate. I'm still alive. I can still fight that. And it's something just rudimentary in that one aspect, but I'm still going to push forward. Like, I racked that bar 505 pounds on a squat rack.
Fucking shit, bro.
Lost my fucking
That's
leg,
what's
and I was
up.
like, I'm not going down. I'm not going down. I'm not going down without a fight. And it was just that, like, incorporating that mentality, and that's that leading into that, knowing what you want in your life, like that. Guys, if you're listening in years later, time later, tomorrow later, whatever, when this episode does post and you can hear it, you need to know what you want in your life. That's the dangerous man right there. That man understands himself. He's self-aware. He control over his emotions. He walks around with confidence, takes up space when he enters a room, doesn't say a lot, and he knows exactly what he wants. He's planned that roadmap. He sat down and said, okay, I want to be financially free. I want to be in better shape. I want to have a good house. I want to be able to buy the cars that I want. I've got a great job. And he planned his roadmap and picked a goal and said, this is what I'm getting to. Knock that goal out, go to the next one. And he failed along the way. Trust me, that I'm sure. I mean, Jocko Willink, he'll tell you if you listen to his
Nothing
podcast,
was fucking instant. Like, it's
No,
not like I set a goal and I got it. It's
he got
I
knocked down more
learned how to
times.
get there because of failure.
Right. And that's
Yeah.
like, learning is so important from your failures. If you just sit there and wallow in it, then you've given up. Like, you've never given up unless you just stopped.
Yeah, and this is the perfect follow-up to the fear thing, because ultimately my argument against the whole giving into fear thing is that at the end of the day, in the modern age, and I'm not talking about a battlefield or like out there, the modern age, there are not a lot of consequences to the things we fear the most. I'm scared to apply to that job I want. You know what? It's not going to be the end of the world if you fail of all of it. Even in a fight, as long as somebody doesn't like pull out a weapon, a street fight, I've lost street fights before. I've gotten into fights with guys and I've lost. It's not the end of the world. I live to fight again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I think that's what he's talking about. I absolutely feel like he said, you've lost this battle. Get up, brush yourself off. You're good, man. You live to fight again.
I think that's the whole point. Like, there's this overwhelming like avoidance of failure. Like, there is no success without it.
There's
like, you can't
there's no light
appreciate
without dark.
success. Yeah, exactly. You can't appreciate the success when you look back and you're like, damn, I really fucked this up. But you know what? When I finally got it, like, this is the outcome. People that don't understand what it takes to be at the top, they think that everything's just a win in life. They have no clue. They have no clue.
Yo,
what that success actually tastes like.
Just look at movies, right? Nobody's gonna watch an hour and a half to 2 hour long movie of somebody who's had everything handed to them, comes out of a rich family.
Unless it's a fucking Brie Larson movie, so fuck that shit. But anyways.
But I mean, like, but if you watch,
why,
for instance, why did everybody love Remember the Titans? That's one of the best underdog stories, classic cult classic. You know what I'm saying? Like, people love movies like that, and the reason being is it's so much more interesting to people who acknowledge their faults, their failures, and get back up and continuously keep fighting. And that is the dangerous man wrapped up. That man.
Let's be honest. You love that shit for fucking Sunshine, my dude.
Fuck Sunshine, man.
I bet he would fuck you too. But anyways.
Yeah. Get over here. I'm feeling romantic.
Left side, strong side. But anyways.
Yeah. But I mean, you guys get the point that we're trying to make here. Is it's important to know what. I guess let me just start this. Do you know what you bring to the table in anything, whether it's your job, your relationship, your own life? Like, really ask yourself. Like, stand in front of that mirror and ask yourself, what do you bring to the table? Can you list out more than 5 things?
I'm loving this question. I'm loving absolutely this question because what it is, it takes something that once again, another thing in the modern age people don't really look into: self-reflection and
Yep.
self-awareness.
Oh man, because of the victim mentality, Mantis, they're always concerned about everything around them and how they feel oppressed. That was my thing with fucking what's the name from San Francisco 49ers who started kneeling and all the fucking things.
Kaepernick.
Colin Kaepernick. He is on his platform where he is one of the most elite athletes on the planet. Only like what's the roster for all NFL teams? Like
there's 55 players at
55 players per
team.
And he is a starting fucking quarterback, right? And he has the audacity to say that he is fucking oppressed. In what way? In fucking what way?
It's funny. You saw how he made the news recently, right?
Wait, what did he do recently?
He recently threw his parents under the bus, saying that his adoptive parents, saying that he's like they raised me, in white supremacist mentality.
That's fucking bullshit.
That's
because during the Super Bowl they talked about like his parents were such loving, fucking nurturing parents. Now all of a sudden they're white supremacists. Get the fuck out of here.
But I bet his complaint is going to be like, they raised me white and didn't teach me whatever. It's gonna be stupid. It's gonna be a stupid complaint. Obviously,
it's fucking ridiculous. All I'm saying is you have more than the average privilege.
He's getting paid millions
for the American.
He was getting paid millions to play a game.
Millions of dollars to play
and how much actual game time? How much game time does he actually spend on the field? You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
And football is a fucking season. Like you have the off season where you can dick around in your fucking Ferrari and you feel oppressed. Don't give me that shit, my dude. Just you can't lie to the people like this, bro. You just can't.
Yeah, I feel you, man.
But yeah, I mean that's so. Again, what do you bring to the table? You know.
Are you actually asking us? You want to?
Well, I mean, sure. If you want to, what do you feel like you bring to the table? In anything, whether it's a relationship, in the family, just pick one. Doesn't matter. What do you bring?
The thing that I like to pride myself on because I'm like advanced in years. I like to bring knowledge and perspective to the table, whether it's my relationships with my inner circle of friends or my family or the fucking job. Like I have a perspective that doesn't exist when you're like a fucking child. And in my hopes, whenever I say stuff, at the very least, somebody takes something away from it. Like even if it's a small bit of wisdom, like that's what I aim for. Something positive out of the things that I say or when you observe the things I do. Like take something positive out of it because I'm not a fucking spring chicken, and I've been around the block, and hopefully you have you've taken something positive away from the things I do.
I love it. I love it, man. My winning, personable, charming, happy, positive attitude that I bring toward everything, smile on my face, and I always keep it positive, man. I always keep it positive, and I think my teammates and other people are like into it. And in a relationship, I'm told I have a gargantuan dick.
The gorilla dick, yes,
the gorilla
that's right.
dick.
The gorilla dick.
So I got this. I got everything covered, basically.
There you go. There you go.
I mean, we should all be so lucky and so blessed.
Yeah, Nordic. What do you bring to the table?
Ambition.
Ambition. There we go. That is a virtue. That is a virtue.
I mean, I strive to not limit myself to one thing in life. You know, I've came out of sailing, didn't know what I was going to do, didn't know what my plan was, sat down and started figuring out what do I want in my life. I decided I want a nice house, a good
All
family,
the hoes. Yep.
all the hoes,
Everyone.
or just a really good one, you know.
Well, I want them all.
Well, that's fine if that's what you
I'm
want.
gonna collect them like fucking Pokemon, my dude. There's
you go.
127 fucking countries or whatever the fuck the number is. I want a hoe in every one of them.
A family, right?
You sound like a guy
family.
still with
Like
it.
I want an Antarctic hoe.
You sound like
You know what I'm saying?
you really
The
sound like
rarest
a guy
shit.
I worked with. But no, I mean, like, and like, it's. Do you think it's wrong to ask your partner if you don't know? Be like, what do you bring to the table? Do you think that's wrong to ask them?
Time out. Let me think.
If you're sitting there and like you see yourself as
yes, I do think
a high
it's wrong.
value man, you think it's wrong to be like, yo,
I think it's wrong.
we need to better ourselves, and I don't know what you bring to the table.
Here's the thing. If I'm a high value man, I'm in a position of choice. And the reason I say, I don't know if it's wrong. I just don't think it's necessary. Why would I require her to bring fucking anything to the table when I literally make the table? Like I provide said table. I am the table that you fucking feast on. The I guess there is a requirement that you need to be loyal to me and observe modesty. You are not fucking bearing your ass for the world to see. You leave that shit for me because I give you the fucking life you want. Now, that said, I don't really care if you're a doctor or a bartender. It doesn't matter to me because if you fit my lifestyle, like if you have the things that make me happy, like I'll find a way for you to like live in my life.
Right.
And so the like just to I guess reel it back to the question is it fair for me personally? I would never ask the question. I would just say you're a fit for my life or you're not a fit for my life.
Okay.
I think I'd leave it at that.
Okay. So for me, I want you to be just as ambitious. I want you to see us both grow in multiple ways. If we're talking about relationship, I want to see you strive to better yourself each and every day. I want to see you expand your knowledge, expand your views. I want to see somebody that I can have intellectual conversations with and not just be there to just pick up the things that I brought. Like I don't know, to me it's important for that kind of stuff. Like that's an important thing that I demand in my life. I no longer expect, I demand it. And I think me personally, just in my own, I guess, manhood, if you want to call it that, is to like, I think it should be building up both sides. I think you should be able, I should like, if you're going to build me up, I should be able to build you up, but you have to have something that you're like, don't come home and just do nothing and be stagnant.
I think it's the only place where I find contention. Like, I wouldn't want her to build me up. Excuse me. That's my job. Like, it's my job to do the building. Like, I will spend like the best years of my life, getting to a point where I can provide the life that she would ever fucking dream of, right? Like, they say that the men hit their peak later on because we need the time to build, like one brick at a time. But when that castle is built, you bet your ass it's gonna be fucking dope, right?
Sure.
And so my contention with that is I don't know if maybe I took it wrong, but I would never require the opposite of me to build me up. if I'm not already built and providing for her, I feel like I need more time. Right. I think a little more time baking, building, getting everything set so that I can be that guy.
Okay. Well, when you hit that, where do you go from there?
Then I'm a position of choice. I choose
guess-
what partner will fit my lifestyle.
That's fair. I mean, that's kind of where I'm at. You know, my lifestyle is always evolving.
You get to choose whether or not the fucking F-150 will damage your body. I wish I wasn't there, bro. Trust me. I wish I was there, my dude.
Yo,
Listen, it is a sacrifice to do for sure. But what I'm getting at, and Mantis, I'm not trying to cut you off.
no, it's fine.
For you in just a second, but what I'm saying is like, I want you to be my cheerleader. You know, in a sense, I want you to be on, like, obviously, like, supporting me and like supporting the things that I do. Like, obviously, I am going to do all the work for myself because that's the only person that can do the work is me. You know,
Amen.
but
Bet. Big
but
fucking bet,
if
my
you're
dude.
just going to sit there and reap the rewards, I don't have time for you.
Yes.
I'm a
Yes.
high value. I am
Yeah.
like, I see myself as high value, and I it's not just that I see myself. I bring a good career. I bring a healthy lifestyle. I bring,
Wait.
you know,
I think I get
ambitious
what you're saying.
goals.
You don't want somebody leeching off of your hard
Right.
work. You need somebody
Right.
to like support and enhance the things that you've accomplished. Yes.
Well,
Correct.
actually,
Match my
Got you.
energy.
I fucking got you, my dude. I got you.
Match my fucking energy, or it's just not going to work.
okay. So for me, because I have like a traditional idea of like what marriage like should or could be, I would love a trad with a D, guys, trad wife.
What the
And-
fuck is that? Am I just? What does that mean?
A trad wife is a traditional
trad.
wife.
Okay, got it.
Traditional
Okay.
wife.
Not trans.
Yeah, not trans. a trad wife.
I don't judge you, my dude.
I
If
would
you
lo-
want
I-
the fucking, if
if
you want
I-
a swinging dick with a wig on
that's
you,
a
like,
different
it's-
podcast you're looking at.
Oh,
But all I'm saying is that, like, so personally for me, what up, team? What up? Holla at your boy. I would not mind if I was actually making good money. I would not mind my woman if she was not matching me.
Really?
I
no.
think
Well,
I might.
well, okay. So matching you, like, as far as aspiring for a career, because I think matching energy doesn't mean you have to do the same things. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I am the breadwinner, like I'm the fucking multimillionaire that provides this magical life for you, and I want to have offspring, I would expect you to be a traditional wife where you are the primary, like, you will rear the children while I go out
Absolutely.
and make that money.
That's
And,
ultimate. That's
like,
the goal in my opinion.
you will take care of the house that I built for you, because this is literally the place where I lay my head to rest, and I am entrusting you to put everything that we live, like the roof that we live under, like, it is your job to put it keep it in order, right? And so and I agree with you. I agree with you on that point. They need to match the energy. They don't have to do the same things for me. I don't. If I'm making it, I don't need dual income. I have enough income for fucking both of us. However, I need you to match my energy in making sure that the life that we live and the life that we provide for our children, like, matches the energy that I put forth in, like, making all this shit happen.
Amen. Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
But
Yeah,
however,
She doesn't have to be a doctor.
I
She
will.
could be the
I will
fucking
chime
bartender. You
in.
know what I'm saying?
I will. I will chime in and, however, Nordic, if that's what you're looking for in a relationship, I don't think it's messed up. Like,
No, it's just my preference. I know
yeah.
exactly what I
No,
want. Like,
no.
that's
Yeah.
why, like, I have no room to tell you guys how you should live. Like, that's not what we do here at MSM, and you guys know that about me. And hopefully the viewers that listen to us back also know that. Like, we're not here to change. Well, if you're a weak man,
If you're a
grow
weak
up.
man, you need to fucking buck up, my dude.
You need to
Yeah.
get on board or get off the shitter.
It's time.
No,
it's
like
time to get angry.
I think what you mean is like we're not here to just agree with each other. I think we were talking about this offline. The best part of our dynamic, the three of us, is we all have different perspective because we all come from different walks of life, and the what is it, the value that we provide to each other is invaluable. Like I think
Right.
Sure.
there's enough
Right.
there's enough life experience between the three of us to say I am confident that I want this, and
Right.
my friends will hear me and respect my opinion. I think
That's
that's
the homework I want
invaluable.
to bring to you guys is, and to those of you listening, is if you don't know what you want, you can't see where you're at in 10, 15, 20, the rest of your life, however many years you want to put to it.
Mhm.
You need to don't worry about dating. Don't worry about any of that other shit. You need to
Right.
figure out who you
All
are. Like, don't let
distractions,
people
man.
tell you who you are. Figure out who you are and stand by it. Like,
Fix your fucking credit. You need that shit in life. Oh my God.
and that's like, to me, that's another thing. Like, I come with, like, that's one of the reasons I feel like I'm financially free.
Mhm.
Hell yeah.
I am, and that's something that's important to me. Like, I don't want someone who's got bad money habits. I don't want you just blowing all my fucking money. I work very hard for that money.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's
We
like,
talked about it earlier. Like we don't want somebody leaching
yeah,
from the
I'm
hard
not.
work we do.
You're not here to catch a free ride. I'm sorry, you're really not. Like, you can. I will provide the best life that I can for you, and I will do it until I will die on that fucking hill. But I'm gonna need you to also like show me that you are a high value person yourself. Don't just say it. Don't say you're an strong, independent woman. I need you to prove it through your actions. I need to see the things that you can do that you're on your own. I want to see you strive for something. I don't care what the goal is. Just pick something and go for it. Like, to me, that's important. To me, it's important. And I get that in my relationship. I love that.
I dig that.
Like I'm not saying to go get you don't have to get some fucking doctorate and whatever. Unless that's what you want to do. Whatever you want to do, I'm going to support you to do it. But don't just be stagnant. That's really what I'm getting at, is if you feel like you're high value and you bring a lot of stuff to the table and you don't know what the other person brings and you're having to ask that question, might not be the right person.
One of the things I value out of a friend I have, he used to work for my company, but he now works for like one of the products we actually use. So, my buddy Ryan, he got to a point where he's very successful in the niche, like cybersecurity kind of
Good
like
one to be in.
part of the tech industry, and um his wife is his like high school sweetheart. They've only known each other, and they have these two beautiful children. And the way he lives his life is he's so successful, right? He has his finances in order. He does the things a traditional man should do: provide and protect. Like he's literally carved out of wood. I would not want to fuck with him. He's like 6'2", plays fucking hockey. Like he's in shape, right? And
Yeah.
home gym, all that shit. And so his wife, darling of a wife, and she doesn't have to work as hard. She just I think she's part-time teacher, right? So I think she's maybe substitute. I forget the case, but she spends more time at home raising the kids because he can provide that life for her. And the dynamic is like Ryan, yes, he works from home, but the affairs of the household has been left completely to her. Their grass trimmed like fucking Augusta. There isn't a single blade of grass that is out of shape, that is browning, or is not in season. The all of their bushes are trimmed. There's nothing on their property that looks fucking old. Like every time I walk into their house, it's as if they had like a cleaning service done right before I walked in there. Like that is the thing I expect. Yeah, you don't have to make the same money as I do, but if I'm making enough money for fucking like 8
Household.
people, like take care of the shit that I buy. That's the energy I want for
Word.
you, and I
Word.
think that's more than enough for me. You don't have to be this super intelligent fucking doctor, surgeon, Nobel Prize winner. Just take care of the shit that I buy. Don't fuck up my PS5, because if you ever disconnect me while I'm fucking playing 2K, I swear to God, bitch. You guys ever see that shit on TikTok where she
He's
fucking
laying it down right now. He's laying it down.
when
They
she's
rip it
like
right out of,
fucking
like, the
she
wall.
like deletes his fucking character that he spent like 3 seasons building to like perfection, and it's some kind of fucking joke to her, but now he can never fucking get that save data back. Like, the bitches don't understand sometimes. Like, you can't you just I don't have time for that kind of wasteful energy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not only that, like if you're having a problem, like don't your man could be going out doing a lot of other things.
Your man could
Like-
really be doing some stupid shit, but if he's at home and you know that he's fucking like not doing stupid shit, respect that.
Yeah,
Like,
praise him.
My girl is so happy that I do this podcast because she knows I'm home. I'm not going out drinking
Hanging
like
out
I
with the
used
boys.
to.
Right.
Trying
She's
to
like,
get another
having a
bitch
good
pregnant.
time.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yes,
She's like, you're having a good time. It's just me like game and like this and that. And that's, and like being and going back to the whole like knowing what like we bring to the table. Like she wants to be financially free. We both have the same goal that we have. We both want to buy a house. Like what we want to do is buy like an old manor style house and that's broken down and fix it back up and make that the forever home. And
if you want to
like,
keep the fucking ghosts that come with a broken down manor house, oh
yeah,
shit,
welcome.
fuck that.
Welcome you.
Yeah, get your haunted ass mansion. Enjoy that shit, my dude.
They're gonna see the demons and be like, you know what?
Face the fear.
Do it so we can do a Halloween episode on it.
That's honestly a goal of mine, man. Like I like building
my
things.
God.
I really want to, and like I told her that, and she's like, I love that idea. Like she noticed, she's got like way too many clothes that she needs to get rid of, so she's decided she's gonna start selling them and make passive income back that way, and repurposing the things that she has that she no longer uses, and I think that's great. Like I'm not expecting her to go out and get a better degree or get a degree. That is something she wants to do, and I'm like, all right, if that's what you want to do, like do your things. Like there's all I'm saying is show me that you're high value, and that was something that I demanded. I got it. I'm happy. Like it's
Every man should be so lucky, my dude. Fucking shit.
But I'm just saying, like, you know what made that it's not luck, dude. You know what made that for me? I first figured out I needed to figure out who I was, what I wanted, and what I need in my life, and then found someone to match that same energy and maintain it, and for us to grow together. Because like, yes, I'm gonna keep continuing to improve myself. She's gonna continue to improve herself, but together, bro, the dream is to be a force to be reckoned with, the two of us.
Hell yeah, amen.
Bro, I heard the like how you guys met story. I thought this was literally chance. Like it was fate. Like
swiped right on Bumble, bro.
You know what I'm saying, like at the hospital, like with like family member like in dire straits, and all of a sudden the fucking nurse is the thing that's gonna like complete your life. Like every man should be so fucking lucky.
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, yeah, she's wonderful. I love her to death. And that's something like we always like, hey, how you doing? We check in with each other. But I mean, a lot of guys are like, man, I wish I had that and this and that. Like, you can have it, but you need to know what you want. Like, fucking Derrick's over here opening up a business. Mantis is chasing his dream, sacrificing what he has to do now so he can get what he wants later. Like, the two of you are outstanding men. You both are high value men. Don't ever let anyone tell you otherwise. Like, yes, sometimes you do have to take the kick to the balls and fucking swallow your pride and do what needs to be done. But that's the thing, is you still do what needs to be done. Like, you go out and you're like, okay, I know this is what I want, and maybe I have to set myself back. It's again good. If you got to set yourself back, good. You got to learn. You like make a plan, figure out the goal, do the research, find the path to get in there, and you're gonna get there. Like,
right there's. Anyway, go on. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I mean, that's kind of where I'm at, and that's kind of how I wanted to wrap this up, man. That to me, And by no means am I considering myself as a dangerous man. I consider myself to be dangerous in my own.
You're pretty fucking dangerous to F-150s, my dude.
I think you're both dangerous men.
There isn't anything 3,500 fucking pounds that's like safe around you.
I'm just
Like,
saying,
You're a
that
dangerous
shit will
man,
get
and I'm
totaled,
happy.
bro.
I'm happy and honored to be amongst you.
no, man, I'm happy and honored to be amongst all of you, everybody in the chat, everybody here. There's some high value people. I'm glad you guys tune in. You know, that's the way we're gonna wrap this episode up. I got one last good video to play for you guys.
Oh hell yeah!
Hell yeah.
It's gonna be something to think about. Maybe we'll talk about it in the next episode or something further on. Make sure you guys are following, you're liking, you're subscribing. For those of you on YouTube, we are live on YouTube as well. So when we do this on Twitch, the chat does show up for both of us, for both screens on here, so I can see what's going on. Thanks again for tuning in. And
Oh wait,
what's up?
look at that! Look at Bex's comment down there.
Do you guys? All right, let me pull it up. You guys think there's such a thing as a dangerous woman? Sure.
Hell yeah!
Just as
I don't
equally
think I
as-
want one though, because that's my job.
Yeah,
That's a good point.
yeah, we're
It's my
on.
job.
And they exist at the same time together.
Bex, I need you to like make sure the house is fucking looking immaculate. Our children are not fucking bastards, and I will literally give you the fucking life you want.
The YouTube is
The
same thing as
G6 and
men's
fucking
clothing.
everything. Just saying. Anyways,
So you can scroll down on the Twitch. We've got our links down below, our about, our rules, subscribe, the Discord, the donation box, the suggestion box. We get all those. You can see us on Spotify, YouTube, Anchor, Google Podcast. But let me
all
let
the
me go
cool
ahead and
things.
right.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and get this video rolled up for you guys. And oh god damn. All right. I'm obviously I'm getting tired. Damn, I didn't even have it queued up, bro. I'm weak right now. This is
Weak men.
Oh, don't worry about it.
here we go. Do the visualization. I want you guys to try this. It is a TikTok, it is its thing or whatever. Let me get this comment off screen as well. Fuck, I'm all over the place. All right, guys. Here we go.
Close your eyes and listen for a minute. I want you to imagine that you're in a room. And in that room, there are 3 doors. One across from you, one on each side. Your back is against a wall. You turn your right and you see someone next to you. Somebody that you love. Doesn't matter who, it's the first one that popped into your mind. If you knew that there were 3 doors about to open with people coming to attack you, and there was no choice but to fight, how would you act, and what would you say to that person next to you? Now I want you to do the same to your reflection every single day when you wake up in the morning from this point forward. Close your eyes and listen for a minute.
Whoa.
Wow, man. Some powerful shit, bro.
That's intense.
Yeah, I right before we got on for the episode, I saw that and I was like, that's how I'm closing out tonight's episode.
Hell yeah, man.
Know what you want, know who you are, and are you gonna fight or are you gonna let them take you?
No. Fight to the bitter end.
Fight to the bitter end. Yeah.
Burn the
Good.
boats.
Burn the fucking boats. Couldn't said it better myself, man. Well, again, thank you all for tuning in. This has been a great episode. Mantis, Derrick, it's always a pleasure, my dudes.
Yeah, this
Always.
has been amazing. This has been amazing. Do you guys have any shouts or plugs you want to do before we head out?
You guys want to hang out on Discord after this, or?
Well, I got to
Wrap
be
it
up in
here?
the morning at work.
All
I'll
right,
be up
so
a little
like
bit.
for 30 minutes.
Okay, yeah, no,
30
that's
minutes.
totally fine. I
Yeah.
just want to let everyone listening to this know this coming Friday, which is St. Patrick's Day, will be my 3rd annual 12-hour
No
Super
shit.
stream.
Drinkathon. Fucking shit.
Drinkathon
Let's
from-
go.
I'm going 10 to 10 on Twitch. Please check me out on the Fat Mantis channel. That'd be a very good time.
When is it? Ides of March. When are we going?
No, Ides of March is Wednesday. St. Patrick's Day, the 17th is Friday.
17th Friday. Got it.
So I'm going
Friday,
all
Friday.
day Friday. I would love it if you guys came by, tuned in, even called in. I'm gonna have call-ins, shenanigans. It's 12 hours of streaming, so let's check that out.
Hell yeah.
Jesus. Fucking litty titty. Here we go.
Hell yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
Make sure you guys share, follow, subscribe. If you like what you see here and you think you got somebody that would like to listen in, it helps us out, helps us grow the community. Let's make a change together.
Hell yeah.
And make sure you wash your ass.
Wash your ass, bitches. Peace.
Burn the boats, babies.
See you guys next time.